Fernenberg here. I'm doing my first fire of my Cubic Mini wood stove in the trailer, and what I got in there right now is, if you look on the right, that's a piece of Madrona and one of those compressed logs, and that's what I'm burning in there right now. It's firing perfectly. It's really getting warm in here. My little box is doing the job. It's nice and cool on the outside, or relatively anyways. And then I got just a piece of sheet metal blocking it against the wall until I get to the top right there. So it's keeping the wall, I thought, was getting a little warm. It was about 150, so I put that piece of metal up there to protect it. Anyhow, we're going to see how it works. This is kind of not the finished product. It's a little rough looking right now. I hope to get it spiffed up. I got the stove sitting back there and a couple pieces of tile right in front, so when I eventually spill some ashes out, I'm not dumping it right on the camper. Although that box is deep enough, I wouldn't have to worry about that, but just the plain cement board isn't super attractive. But anyhow, I'm still playing with stuff. I had some crappy wood in there that I used to start up just little bits and pieces, and it smoked the glass pretty black. Once I put that compressed log in there and that piece of Madrona, it's burning hot enough now that most of that glass is cleared. You could still see a little black residue around the edges, and I don't know if we're going to be able to get that burned off. I might have to scrub that out if I want that perfectly clean, but it's enough visibility that I can see what's going on in there nicely. So guys, really cranking out the heat. I'm down to a t-shirt in here right now. It's so warm. I mean, you just really feel that nice toasty radiant heat coming off of that thing. I actually even have the front part of the camper opened up that I usually keep closed just to help keep the part I stay in warmer. I got a window crack too, so it's really throwing some heat. It's 44 outside, so it's not exactly freezing, but yeah, it's nice and toasty in here, I'll tell you that. So here I am after 4 hours of burning. I had someone comment on my other Cubic Mini stove video that he didn't like his stove because the ash would pile up in there after 3 or 4 hours of burning. And I went and looked at his channel, and he had a stove full of ash in his stove, and I just wonder, you know, if it might be operator error, because I don't have a big pile of ash in there, and what you see is going to burn down in just a few minutes as it lights that new piece of Madrona I just put in there. So if anybody else is having issues with ash, you know, I'm curious about it. I'm not having any problems at all, but I'm using high density logs and really dry hard wood, and I'm not putting that much in there at a time. So maybe if you try to overstuff this, you know, to get a longer run time, you might have that problem. Just don't know. Well, I've been running this guy for a little over 5 hours now. That's like 5.5, and I'm really happy with the fact that my camper hasn't burned down. It's 84 degrees just to the right of the stove there, and then the Polder temperature has a sensor underneath the stove, and that's the floor temp directly beneath the stove. So my insulation plan is working out pretty good, just 100 degrees right there, very safe. All in all, pretty happy with the way this has been working out. No smoke in the camper. Walls are staying cool within the spec I want. I am getting a little bit of resin on the pipe on the outside. I'm not using the insulated pipe right now, so that pipe was a little bit too heavy for my situation, so I'm gonna have to figure out some kind of bracketing to hold that pipe up, because it's just too heavy the way it is. Anyhow, I think that's going to do it for this video. It is hot in here right now. This thing will sweat you out. Well, if it's in the mid-40s outside anyway. It's a really awesome heat, and I'm enjoying the stove so far.